In the future, alarm sirens blare inside the Exoma nuclear power plant when one of the reactors suddenly catches fire in a radioactive meltdown. Rescue and emergency crews are immediately dispatched to handle the situation. As employees run everywhere in panic, 2 engineers try to stop the reactor from exploding, but they don't know whether to press the yellow button or the blue one, and the instructions are written in Cantonese. To make things worse, the door gets jammed and they can't get out. At that moment, a mysterious man named Fox appears outside the door. He tries to talk to the engineers and tells them to press the blue button because he's from the future and knows what will happen. The engineers don't know whether to believe him. Fox disappears, then comes back with a translator, but even that doesn't work because it's set to the wrong language. After going back and forth several times, the engineers finally start to believe him. They get ready to press the yellow button, but suddenly the time patrol shows up in the hallway. Fox vanishes instantly, and the patrol tells the engineers that the man is a terrorist and that they must press the blue button. After the patrol disappears, the engineers press the blue button. Everything seems normal again, until the entire nuclear plant explodes. In the present day, Congressman Gilbert announces at a press conference that he's signing a deal with a Chinese company called Exoma to build a new nuclear power plant. Environmental activist Alice interrupts him, exposing that the company uses outdated technology that could cause serious problems in the future. Gilbert ignores her and calls for the police, who immediately arrest Alice and her fellow activists. After the conference, her father bails her out, revealing that he is Gilbert himself. Later, Alice's friends confront her about Gilbert, upset that she never told them he was her father. Wanting to prove she's a real rebel, they ask her to hack into Gilbert's computer and find evidence of his suspicious ties to Exoma Company. That night, Gilbert watches old videos of his wife, who died giving birth to Alice. After he goes to sleep, Alice tries to access his computer but finds Fox attempting to steal it. Fox tries to explain himself, but out of fear she smashes him with a bottle. The noise wakes Gilbert, who rushes downstairs threatening to call the police. At that exact moment, the Time Patrol appears in the garden with a stun weapon and tries to shoot Fox. He lunges toward Alice, and the shot hits Gilbert in the leg instead. The patrol storms inside, but Fox grabs Alice and Gilbert, activates his bracelet, and makes them vanish from the house. They reappear in a strange corridor. Alice kicks someone and runs until she reaches the edge of a massive drop, only to discover the city is completely destroyed. The shock makes her pass out just before she falls, as someone catches her from behind. She wakes up later in a junk-filled room. Through a small hole in the wall, she sees Gilbert in the room next to hers. A man named Raph walks in, shares the little food he has, and explains that he came from another timeline. He then takes Alice and Gilbert to a lab where Fox is waiting. Gilbert refuses to believe any of them and runs for the door, only to find it blocked by a group of disgusting zombies. Terrified, he slams the door shut. A scientist named Henry explains that those were just regular zombies, but there are worse creatures out there that can actually run. Alice and Gilbert realize they've been taken to a bleak future that followed the explosion of the Exoma nuclear plant, the moment that unleashed the zombie outbreak. Raph even shows a video to prove it, but Gilbert insists it's all staged to force him to cancel the deal. Eventually, the group opens the door again and quickly eliminates the zombies before announcing they're moving out. Alice and Gilbert are placed in an armored vehicle and driven around the city. That's when they realize they're in a devastated Paris, and there's no one left alive except the zombies. After witnessing the destruction for a while, the group stopped the vehicle, and a massive radioactive cloud appeared. They explained that this cloud circles the Earth every 70 years, killing anything it can reach. It also grows larger every year, which means that next time, no one will survive its arrival. Gilbert finally admitted he was wrong, and Fox almost punched him, but Alice stopped him and suggested other solutions. The alternative way to change everything was to find the laptop and expose a political scandal. However, that would disrupt the timeline, something the Time Patrol strongly opposes because they fear the consequences of altering history, and they would stop them immediately. Suddenly, Gilbert lost consciousness. While everyone was confused, Raph proposed a new idea. Gilbert had to choose, on his own, not to sign the deal. That way, the Time Patrol wouldn't detect any interference. Alice agreed and explained that Gilbert hadn't always been as bitter as he is now. He only changed after her mother died. That meant he was capable of changing again. Fox agreed to try, but on one condition: if they were ever in danger or about to be captured by the patrol, he would knock Gilbert out to save them. Henry then decided to return to the lab, while the others visited a bar in the area. Alice asked for water, and everyone laughed because clean water no longer existed. After interacting with the locals, Alice tried again to convince Gilbert to change his mind about the nuclear power plant deal, but he remained hesitant. Their argument escalated, and Alice loudly declared that he needed to take responsibility for this horrific future. Gilbert tried to distract the crowd by offering to pay for everyone's drinks, then slipped away with Alice. Fox and Raph attempted to follow them but got stuck in a crowd of drunken, chaotic people. Meanwhile, as Alice and Gilbert walked through the empty streets, they encountered a group of zombies and ran immediately, only to find themselves trapped in an alley. Fox and Raph caught up to them and shot 2 zombies to clear a path, but they ended up trapped in the alley as well, with no time to spare. Fox tried to activate his bracelet, but the battery was dead. Just as the zombies were about to reach them, several were suddenly killed by spears thrown by a group of young warrior kids. The kids deliberately provoked the zombies and led them away, giving Alice's group a chance to escape. At the same time, the Time Patrol was searching the slums. They aimed a weapon at a resident to force him to reveal the location of Henry's lab. When they approached the lab's entrance, Henry detected them through his security system. He quickly gathered his belongings, activated the self-destruct sequence from inside, and fled before a massive explosion destroyed everything. The fire was strong enough to reach him, but the Time Patrol remained unharmed thanks to their shields. While searching the ruins, they discovered a strange map. We returned to Alice's group, who were taken to a place called the Hideout, where the warrior children lived. While they were eating, Henry suddenly appeared after teleporting himself to escape the fire, though he suffered burns in the process. He tried to warn everyone that the enemy was coming, but it was too late. The Time Patrol had already entered the hideout. The children immediately took cover behind tables and began throwing stones. One of the officers responded with a grenade. Henry threw himself onto it to protect the kids, and when it exploded, his body parts scattered everywhere, revealing that he had been a robot. Furious, Fox blamed Gilbert for all the losses and prepared to strike him, but Alice and the leader of the hideout reminded him there were better solutions. At that moment, the Time Patrol used an electric stun weapon on Fox and captured him. Raph tried to fight back but was defeated as well. The people in the hideout decided to surrender and raised their hands, shocking Officer Louise, since children aren't supposed to be involved in wars. She promised not to harm any of them, explaining that they only deal with time-related crimes. The patrol then took Raph, Fox, Alice, and Gilbert to their headquarters. There, Director Constance thanked Alice for helping them capture the rebels. Alice insisted that Fox had been doing the right thing. Constance left the room and sent an older version of Alice to speak with her younger self. The older Alice said that changing history wasn't a good idea. She swore she had lived a good, easy life, possibly thanks to Gilbert's business deals. She also revealed that Gilbert would soon become seriously ill due to his heavy drinking since his wife's death. She advised her younger self to spend as much time with him as possible. After that, Alice and Gilbert returned to the present day. At the same time, Fox and Raph were taken to see Constance, who accused them of ruining countless lives. Fox explained that he had actually saved many people, but the patrol doesn't remember because the timeline resets every time a change is made. The only ones who remember the previous timeline are those who made the change in the first place. The officers were confused, but Constance, furious, ordered the 2 prisoners thrown into the pit, a prison outside of time. In the present, Gilbert got into his car to head to the meeting where he was finally supposed to close the deal. His driver started asking questions about Alice and how smart she was. Feeling guilty, Gilbert told him to turn the car around and take him back home. After sitting down with Alice for a bit, he told her he just wanted to spend the whole day with her. In the future, the authorities detected dangerous shifts in the timeline. Fox explained that these were internal changes happening within Gilbert himself, meaning the patrol couldn't interfere. Constance decided to break protocol and ordered her officers to pressure Gilbert into signing the contract, even telling them to kill Alice if necessary. Louise strongly opposed this brutal plan, but instead of responding, Constance sent Matthew and Victor to carry it out. She ordered Louise to escort the two prisoners to the pit under her assistant's supervision. Outside the city, the radioactive cloud was getting closer, killing 2 zombies and even the bar owner. Back at the hideout, it was revealed that Henry was still alive, reassembling his parts to help. But his bracelets weren't working, and there wasn't enough time to build a new time machine. With no options left, everyone sat and waited for the end. In the present, Victor and Matthew stormed Gilbert's house and threatened to kill Alice to force him to sign the papers. Victor stayed behind with Alice as a hostage, while Matthew took Gilbert in the car. Meanwhile, Louise arrived at the pit with her team. She tricked Constance's assistant into getting close enough to shove her aside, then freed Raph and Fox, hoping they could create a better future. After giving them newly charged bracelets, Louise went to confront Constance, claiming the mission was complete. Constance grew suspicious and questioned her about her assistant, but the conversation was interrupted by news of the prisoner's escape. Louise aimed her gun at Constance, but Constance quickly ducked under her desk, shut off the lights, and attacked. A fierce fight broke out between the two women, both showing impressive combat skills. After a long struggle and several exchanged shots, Constance managed to grab Louise's weapon and shoot her, sending her flying back. At the same time, Fox appeared on top of Gilbert's car, scaring the driver into stopping and tumbling out. When Matthew stepped out to check on him, Fox grabbed his leg and transported him straight into the middle of a World War I battlefield. Surrounded by gunfire and explosions, Matthew began chasing Fox. Fox tried to escape, but his bracelet was smashed when a soldier ran into him. The two men started fighting hand to hand. Matthew used his military training, while Fox fought dirty. Neither of them backed down until an airstrike bombarded the area around them. Meanwhile, Raph appeared in front of Alice and Victor. Victor immediately punched him. When Victor tried to shoot, Raph kept teleporting around the room to dodge the bullets, eventually falling into the swimming pool. Once he climbed out, he teleported behind Victor, grabbed him, and they started fighting while shifting around the room. Alice grabbed a bottle, waited for the perfect moment, and smashed it over Victor's head, knocking him unconscious. Alice called her father, but Constance appeared and took the phone. She told Alice that Matthew had captured Fox and that she was with him now. Constance then took Gilbert to the meeting and forced him to sign the papers. Gilbert held the pen and was about to sign when reality suddenly began glitching around him. It was revealed that Raph and Alice had traveled back to the day of her birth. Alice used Victor's weapon to threaten the doctor, who turned out to be Henry, and forced him to save her mother instead of the baby. In the present, it felt as though Alice was being erased from history. Reality kept shifting and correcting the timeline, something Louise was witnessing back at headquarters. During the delivery, the mother woke up, saw Alice, and asked who she was. Alice told her there was nothing in front of her, and then she disappeared. As Gilbert realized what was happening, he screamed his daughter's name. Suddenly, he found himself in a warm kitchen. His wife was alive, and they had 2 young daughters, living a happy life. As he tried to process it all, he remembered he was supposed to sign something. But his wife told him he had already signed and showed him a newspaper headline announcing that Gilbert had launched an eco-friendly renewable energy project. In the future, Fox woke up to discover that the radioactive cloud was gone, the children were safe, and Louise was now part of their team. She remembered everything because the timeline change had happened thanks to her actions, while no one else in the patrol remembered a thing. The group went to celebrate at the bar, and it was revealed that Alice still existed because she had created a time paradox. She had successfully erased her own birth, but she didn't vanish from history, because if she had, her original actions would have been undone. So now, she both exists and doesn't exist at the same time. And that's where our movie ends. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel.